Hey everyone, it's Oliver here from Pogo Physio, here to run you through a yoga recovery sequence for runners. We're going to have a brief practice here this afternoon that you can follow along with on our YouTube channel. Just chuck this on with your laptop or device of choice and roll out a mat and practice along with me. You want to do this after a long run or on a day where you don't feel like moving as much, just to open up through the legs and hips a bit more. Alright, so we're going to start off with a pose called Uttanasana. You want to be standing at the top of your mat, feet hip width apart, bit of a bend in the knees. Runners are going to have some tight hammies, so we're going to hang here and just give them a bit of a passive calm stretch. You want to be breathing deep and slow in and out of your nose. We're looking for 5 breaths in each posture today. Straightening the knees if you do feel comfortable, otherwise putting a nice bend in them, working to make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. Alright, grabbing toes or fingers, hands underneath feet. You're going to take them underneath, look forward with a big breath in, and folding as you exhale. Hanging out here for another 5 breaths, inhaling, exhaling slow and smooth, letting the spine feel longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, you're going to look forward, open the chest and chin. Exhale, hands to hips, bend in the knees. Stand up, inhale. You're going to step back to the back of your mat, reach forward, hand shoulder width apart, pressing back into downward facing dog. Feet hip width apart. Now most of you runners are going to have tight hammies, so your pelvis will tilt back and your lower back will round. So to get over that, we're going to bend our knees, slacken the hamstrings, pelvis and tailbone rise behind you, and the head releases to the thumbs. Your spine elongates with gravity and the pressure of your hands, and you're breathing in through the nose and gazing to your upper thighs. 1. Slow, deep breathing through the nose. 2. 3. 4. 5. We're going to bring the right leg forward. Right foot facing forward, left foot on a sharper angle, right hand to your ankle or your shin. You're going to spin and gaze out to the wall, gaze up to the ceiling in this sort of angle, or up directly above you to the ceiling with your hand out stretched. Depending on how much rotatory capacity you have in your hip, you're just going to stay here for 5 breaths. That's about 2. 3. 4. 5. Looking down. We're going to look forward. Inhale, come into the long runner's lunge, stepping, reaching back through that heel, dropping the knee towards the ground, gazing up, inhale, feeling that stretch through the psoas and deeper hip flexors. And then exhale back to hamstring stretch, pelvis high, front knee straightens, looking into your thigh or knee. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, straighten. Moving through this a few times and then we'll hold each one. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, coming in, we're going to hold this forward stretch lunge position for a couple of breaths. 1. Breathing down into the front of the pelvis. 2, and then back hamstring, actively pushing your heel into the ground. Deep breathing. 1. 2. Inhale, look forward, lift the back heel, step back to downward dog. Heels lift, inhale, exhale, roll down. Neck long, spine long, breathing deep. Inhale. Still using your nose. Exhale. Now we're going to do triangle pose on the left side. So you'll step that left foot forward, right foot down on a sharper angle. Left hand to your ankle or shin, spinning the chest and the belly to face towards the ceiling. Hand can be either on your waist or reaching up. And you're feeling like your tailbone is lengthening away from the crown of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing both hands to the top of your mat, lifting the back heel, stepping it back and then coming forward into a long lunge. So you're on the toe tips of the back foot, leaning into the weight of the front foot, fingertips of the hands. Inhale, looking up and holding this for a bit, feeling the stretch through the hip flexors. Deep breathing. Okay, we're going to transition through this about 3 to 4 times. Inhale, looking forward and up. Exhale, straighten the front leg, gazing to your foot, knee or inner thigh. Inhale, come forward, dropping the back knee just before it touches the floor. Exhale, straightening out. Inhale, looking forward and up. Exhale, straightening out. 2 more times. Inhale, looking forward and up. Exhale, straightening out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, go back. Now we're going to hold each one. Inhale into the long lunge, gazing forward. Feel like the front of your pelvis is sinking forward towards your front heel. Keep an active reach through the rear heel, back towards the back of your mat. And breathing deep into your lower belly. Okay, straightening the front knee into that long hamstring stretch, gazing where you feel is comfortable. 2 deep breaths. And then stepping back to downward facing dog. Lift both heels high as you breathe in and exhale, roll them down. Rolling forward, stepping your right foot to your left hand or just behind it, and crossing the left foot to the right hand, coming down. And we're going to come into our first seated asana or posture. This one's probably a favourite for most runners. Bit of a groin stretch, we call this Janu Shirshasana. So you're going to bring your left heel in towards your groin, or perineum if you're that flexible. So you're going to feel the pelvis turn to face the left side. You want to inhale, lift through the chest, rib cage, twist it to face your right thigh, reaching forward to take your top of the shin, mid shin, ankle, or in this case for me, foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold and hold. 5 breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up. Try and actively lift the bent left knee, straighten it out, and then we'll do the other side. Right leg in, try and bring it in actively as close as you can, heel to groin, and use your hands for the rest of the assistance. Again, anchoring the sit bones, inhale, lift through the rib cage, twist and turn to face the lengthened leg. Take your grasp, shin, ankle, or sides of the feet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, sitting up. Lift the bent knee and straighten it out in front of you. Now we're going to come out into what's commonly quite an uncomfortable position for a lot of people, so be gentle and be nice to your adductors, muscles on the insides of your legs. You're going to take your legs out quite wide. You might need a pillow or support here behind your pelvis if your hammies are so tight that it wants to roll back. So you can get a bit of support here behind you. Getting that anterior tilt, forward tilt to the pelvis, legs out comfortably wide. We're going to exhale, come forward, and just test this out a bit. Only go as far as you feel comfortable, no pushing, striving. This is about bringing down the nervous system from that high training state to a relaxed, recuperating, parasympathetic state. For the first bit, we're going to twist to the right side. You're going to reach your left arm across to the right foot or right shin. Inhale, lift and twist the belly. Anchor the left thigh and foot down and folding in. 5 breaths here. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale. Coming to center, a bit of a forward fold here on your elbows or forearms, maybe outstretched hands. Not really going to full capacity here, just a bit of a release. And then right hand reaches across to left foot or shin. Inhale, anchor the right leg down, lift the belly and chest, spiral through your belly button center and fold. 5 breaths. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale up, coming to center, and then we'll finish off with a nice reach up. Exhale, come as far forward as you can using the weight of your torso, and then when it feels too much, place the hands down and stay there. 1, feeling like you're drawing your chest and head up and out of the pelvis. 2 breaths. Yoga is all about the breathing and being able to voluntarily pay attention to the subtle aspects of our nervous system functioning and bringing in an ability to downshift tension when we need it, in this case after training. 1 more breath. Bringing yourself back up to sitting. We're going to change to another hip opening position. We're going to stack into Agni Stambhasana or log posture, fire log posture. So taking your right or left shin down in front of you. For the bendy folks among us, you're going to take your opposite shin and stack it on top. Now, when I first started yoga, this wasn't possible. So what I would advise is taking the top shin and then placing it slightly in front of the rear or beneath shin. As you can see, I'm trying here. Your knees might come up like this, and that's okay. You can use the assistance of pillows or blocks underneath you to help you out. Either way here, we're not pushing to gain excessive range of motion. We're just being a bit nice to ourselves with some stretching and breathing, bringing our awareness inside, getting some mental and physical stillness. So inhale, lifting your belly and chest, bringing that pelvis forward, and exhale, coming forward as far as you feel comfortable. I'm going to come back to the stacked position. A nice release of the hip external rotators and gluteal muscles. 2 breaths. 3. 4. 5. Propping yourself up. You can also take variations on this in your own time and practice to the left and right side to exaggerate stretches and releases through different parts of the hip. So staying with the same stacking, I'm right leg on top here, left leg underneath. I'm going to take the left leg across to the right and the right leg on top across to the left to find what we might call here Gomukhasana or cow's face posture. Apparently these guys are the ears of the cow. Seems a bit weird to me. We're going to sit in this position anyway for a nice deeper release of the hip joints in another way. So you'll find here that the lifted leg on top, hip side will want to lift a bit. So you want to anchor back first and then lift the belly and chest like we did before and come forward for some degree of a stretch. Again here, 3 to 5 breaths. I'm just going to stay here for 3 for the sake of time. 2, sometimes if you're a bit stiff like me today, it helps to have your hands on either side of the feet to anchor them as you come forward. 2. 3. Right, sitting up, inhaling, releasing the legs. We're now going to swap them. I'm going to take my right leg underneath, my left leg on top. As I said before, if you're not so bendy, your hips are a bit tight, taking the top shin and placing it in front and being okay with the knees lifting a bit. Propping your hands either side or in front of you. Inhale, lift the belly and chest, get some length through the spine, and exhale, come forward. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, coming up, and then shifting to Gomukhasana, cow's face posture on the other side. Bring the top knee over the top of the other knee and somewhat holding the feet if you're comfortable, or you can just recline forward with your hands out in front, on top of the knees, on top of the feet. Staying here for a couple of breaths. I'm just going to count to 3. 1. One of the many ways, or primary ways in fact, that yoga works as a practice is by training interoception or internal awareness, your ability to pay attention in a consistent, focused manner to the sensations and experiences inside your body and mind. We're only able to act with the best knowledge we have, and so the better awareness and knowledge we have of our own internal thoughts and processes allows for better regulation of our training, our decisions, stuff like that. Coming out of this posture now and into our next one, we're going to move around out to the side with the knees and feet into Baddha Konasana, Cobblers pose. Feet are going to come together, and commonly here the knees are going to be up a bit high. So what you can do is take the feet to the comfortable distance away from your pelvis in front of you that you like, and then you're going to take your hands around the sides of the feet and open them up like a book. I'm going to try and bring mine as close as comfortable in. Bring the pelvis forward. Again, you can use the pillow behind you here as an assist to get that anterior tilt. We're going to open up through the adductors. Exhaling, coming forward. If you like, reaching out with your hands for an extra stretch. Inhale, open. Exhale, roll forward. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And coming up out of sitting. You can play with variations of Baddha Konasana with how close or away your feet are. Now we're going to move to one of our last seated postures. Virasana, being nice on your knees here. You might need to sit on a towel or place something soft underneath your knees. First variation is sitting on the heels. More challenging variation you'll see is sitting between them, which requires a lot of internal rotation of the hip joint, and most of us tend to lack. So if you're wanting that, train it over time. It's taken me a long time, so be patient and gentle with your knees and your hip joints. First variation is just sitting between or on your heels for a bit of a quad stretch and taking some deep breaths. We're going to spend about 5 breaths in one of these variations. The more advanced variation preferred for me is to lean back into a preparatory early version of Supta, reclined Virasana, hero's pose. So we're going to take our hands behind us and come back and back and back until you might be able to come down onto your elbows. Over time here, you want to be able to recline fully. I won't do it today, with your head back on the floor. Being nice to your knees and quads though. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Coming up onto your hands and slowly walking forward. You want to be nice to yourself here. Moving slowly out of this position. Only doing this if your knees feel comfortable. Avoiding it otherwise. Next one is an optional extra, the second last pose of the sequence. We're going to try Plow pose or Halasana for a deep stretch, opening of the posterior line. For assistance here, you might need a large object of this size that you can use at various heights, and I'll demo why. If you're a bit tight along the back line of your body, calves, hammies, back muscles, as you come over here, you're going to recline onto your back, hands out to the sides in front of you, lift your feet to the ceiling and rock back. And you can rest your shins or feet on the object.
or you can use a chair. Try not to turn your neck like I'm doing here. I advise against it for health reasons of the cervical spine. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, or if you can, move the object out of the way and try the full position with toes to the floor. And maybe, interlacing hands, you want to lift the pelvis to the ceiling and take a few deep breaths. 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free to stay longer if you need. Releasing your feet, rocking forward
and coming up to sitting. That one can be particularly intense for beginners or people who haven't tried it before, so be gentle with it. Step it back, don't push anything just because you want to get the full pose. To finish off here today, we want to completely relax, reset the parasympathetic nervous system. You're going to get a pillow or soft object, probably not that big, and place it against the wall. The tighter your hammies, the less you can sit comfortably upright like this and you need to recline back. You want to bring your pelvis and buttocks pillow further away from the wall. You're going to sit up against the wall like this, with one hip to the side, buttocks on the pillow or soft object, rolled up towel, and then you're going to recline back, spin around, legs up against the wall. You want to rest your hands over your belly or out to the side. You can place something soft over your eyelids like a patch for the eyes or a rolled up heavy towel. Ideally here listening to some relaxing music, zoning out for at least 5 to 15 minutes, letting the blood flow down, deoxygenated from your feet and return to the heart. Deep full breathing, basically just chilling out, doing nothing. I'll leave you with it, guys. Happy recovering